Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be doing a flip through of my recently completed traveler's notebook insert. My family and I had a week-long vacation out in California. My brother was getting married, so we made it a whole week-long trip, and of course, you know I had a journal about it, so this was my second trip taking a traveler's notebook with me. I have this dark brown leather case from the Travelers Company, and this time I used a gridded insert and I decorated the front. So without further ado, let's walk through it together. So I had originally decorated the front of this with a few things, all of these like stickers and paper. And then I put this in here. I added this washi tape after I bought it on the trip, and then this was a tag from one of our travel luggage pieces, and then this sticker I added later on as well. I still have to finish filling this out, but I just want to have a quick at a glance itinerary of like everything that we ended up doing on the trip. I didn't get tickets, but my parents did, so they gave me their stubs and I included those in here. I picked this up at our layover in the Minneapolis airport and just taped it in. And then we go right into it. So this was our first day there, and our very first stop was Lulu's for lunch, which everybody had recommended to me for somewhere to eat in Palm Springs. So I was able to snag a menu, and they served the food on these like doilies. So I took a couple of those, and this was part of one of their napkins. So I was very happy because it was like our first stop, and I feel like I struck gold. And I went through and kind of just talked about our Airbnb location, and this is the following day. This was our first stop, was the Cabazon dinosaurs. So I got some postcards. I saved our ticket. And then this was from like a gem mining brochure. So I just cut some of those out and put them in here and just talked about our experience and posted and included some photos. Then we went to this beautiful location, the Whitewater Preserve. I found it just searching Google, and oh my gosh, it was so amazing. And I wanted to keep this whole map, so I just glued it in like that so you can kind of fold it out. I feel like that's a really nice way to preserve a map in its entirety if you don't want to cut it up. And then this was a business card, and this was just the back of it, and I thought that was really cool. It looks like a sticker. So I put that in there, printed out some pictures, and I did about half of my journaling on the trip and then the other half when we got home. So these I did while we were still there. This was our first day at Joshua Tree. We stopped at a visitor center, so I was able to pick up some stickers, get my little stamp here, and grabbed a couple of maps so that I could cut them out throughout this travel journal. So here was our ticket for going into the national park, and then here's one of the maps I cut out. I bought so many postcards, so I just kind of taped a few of them in here. And then that's a picture I took of one of the trees, and then that was the picture from the brochure. I just thought it was kind of cool to see the side by side. And then sometimes I like write under or in the postcard, but this one I had already written so much, so I just like taped that in there because I wanted to have it. And then just some highlights from the day. And my husband and I actually got to do a date night, and I snagged the menu as well. I actually just highlighted all the dishes we got because it was a small plate place. So we got to try a bunch of different things. And then I just included some photos of the two of us. The next day we went to the Living Desert. So I have all of our tickets taped in here just kind of as like the background. And then I just cut this little brochure out. They actually didn't have maps. It was like you had to scan the QR code, which was annoying in my opinion. So I took a screenshot of the map and printed it out on my printer. And then these were just some photos that I took while we were there. Again, postcards. I got postcards pretty much every stop that we went to so that I could have something to kind of remember that location. We had our first wedding event, which was the dinner for our family, and I got really lucky. There was a lot of menus I was able to take, and they had a photo booth, so my kids and I went in there, of course, and took some pictures, and then there's a little Polaroid of me and my brother. This is not the one that got married. This was the one that was traveling with us. We got to spend another morning in Joshua Tree. So I'm so glad I grabbed a couple of these brochures because I ended up using like almost all of them just throughout different parts of the journal. I did go into the visitor center and get the stamp, which I know people have, specific national park journals, but I just included it in here. We also got a Junior Ranger booklet, and I ended up cutting out this page, and this was from the cover. These were all of the animals we actually did see. So you can see I cut them out and then I kind of checked off the ones that we saw. We saw so much wildlife on this trip, which was really cool. And I was so excited to see so much. I was most excited about the bighorn sheep. That was really, really neat. Lots of pictures and postcards. Did end up buying this washi tape on the trip. I started to sprinkle those in because it just kind of tied really nice with the theme. And here is the wedding. So wedding was in what's called Pioneer Town. It's like this old Western town. So everybody kind of like leaned into the Western theme when it came to the attire, which was really fun. We all wore bolo ties. And then I had this washi tape from my friend Jill. She sent it in one of my exchanges that we did, and it just fit really well. This was from a matchbook from a saloon that was right down the road, which my brother and I had went to the night before. And I did use a couple of stickers, not too many, just because I like to kind of keep these simple, but those just like felt really fitting for the page. And some of this might be blurred out just so my kids aren't on here. I tried my best to tape everywhere I could, but my 5-year-old was obsessed with the photo booth. So I have so many of these strips, which is why there are so many in here, because I was like, I don't know where else to put them. And they also give you like 2 sets of each. So I have like 15 photo strips of my son just making silly faces, which was really cute. These are just kind of some macro shots that I took when we went to Morongo Valley. This was another nice little hike, and they had brochures. So I just kind of cut this one up to make it fit onto the page. And of course, my son, we had to go to the rock shop because he loves going to rock shops, and it was just too perfect. It was right by the entrance to the national park. And we did this hike, so I cut out this little piece of this map, and then I used the rest of it to kind of serve as a backdrop. But I kind of liked having it folded in like this instead of all the way across. I just thought that was like a neat. I really like to try to make these as interactive as possible so that when I go back and look at them, it's just like really fun and engaging. Oh, there's the bighorn sheep that we saw. I was so happy I had my zoom lens with my camera because that was really, really, really cool. We went into Palm Springs and I went to Bobo Designs. So I ripped out all of the different examples of what was on the washi tape stamps that I bought. And then this postcard was so cute. So I taped that in and wrote about my experience. And I got another one of the travel stamps. I might end up like putting this somewhere. So I just taped it in with washi tape so that I can easily take it out if I want to at a later date. I don't know if I will, but it was nice to like just give myself that option if I want to. And that was pretty much it. So then once I kind of go through and make sure like I journaled about every single day while we were there, if I have leftover or remaining scraps, that's kind of what this is. I'll do like photo dumps and just anything that didn't make it into a spread, I just include in here because it's that or it's going into the trash. So I might as well just, put it in here to remember everything. And I like doing this. I don't like the way I did this, but I have really enjoyed at the end of every trip kind of doing some final thoughts and just things that, I thought about the trip. And then we do highs, lows, and buffaloes as a family. So I thought it was fitting to include highs, lows, and buffaloes from the full trip because I just thought that would be nice to look back on, just like quick little, I know what I meant when I wrote all these things. And then these were just like funny sayings. They're like inside jokes. You kind of had to be there to get why we thought they were so funny and worth writing down. I ended up filling out this whole thing. So this was my like test pen page. And that's the end of the journal. So it was a week long and I filled it up and I had no problem filling it up. Like I wasn't struggling for content, if you will, to like put in here. So that was really fun and we had such a nice trip and I just wanted to share it with all of you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my flip through. Any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them. Until next time, bye.